smuggles. Every task is a test, and you don't really rest until it's working or as close as it gets.
Stream Elements said, Zeus Magus is now live. Streaming software and game development. Day 14. Building a training tower and adding hazards gorilla. AI game developer.
You're thinking like Zeus, Zeus my goose. Tell your friends, best be thinking like Zeus, Zeus my goose. Zeus my goose. Zeus my goose. My goose. Goose. Zeus. Zeus, my goose. Zeus. Zeus, my goose. Zeus. Zeus, my goose. Zeus. Zeus. Zeus, my goose. Hey! Hey! Zeus, my goose. Hey! Hey! Zeus. Zeus, my goose. Hey! Zeus. Hey! Zeus, my goose. Zeus, my goose. Hey! Zeus. 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 Zeus, my goose. Zeus, my goose. Zeus, my goose. Zeus, Zeus, my goose. Hey! Zeus, 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 my goose. Hey! 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 Zeus, Zeus, my goose. Hey! Zeus, Zeus, my goose. Hey! Zeus, 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 my goose. Hey! Zeus, 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 my goose. Hey! The goose is on the loose.
Whoa. That's fast. Everything happened so fast. Don't know what's going on, and then it's not a real email. It's not a good notification. Don't need any of that nonsense. I'm back. Oh my god, this music. And what's going on here? I went to the wrong one there. There we go. Alright, we're back. With a vengeance. What am I doing here? I am revisiting Unity to continue my project. I got a little ahead of myself and I threw skin down, and then I think my brain didn't register it properly. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make the skin basic. Just very wherever I had that brown. There we go. Well, that's skin, but there we go, ground. Okay, we're gonna keep it basic because I think I was getting a little too starry-eyed with how it was looking. So let me share how it was looking. This is the project so far, as I have some coffee. It is a jungle game I'm working on, and I have a lot of the story down in my head. I've written it down too, but I have a lot of it planned. As you can see, I can swing. That's a portal to the end of the map. These are flat vines, rails. Bye, Ophi. Whoops. Haven't done this in a couple days, so just trying to get my familiarities with it. I'm sure there's going to be a way to grab onto it at some point. Notice the little shuffle animation, the cool borders swing. What was that? Oh, it's that. Ophi baby, you're okay, baby girly. She looked at me so quickly, she's like, what the fuck is that? Those sounds are the heat coming on in the building. It has a sound. It's like basically like clank, clank. Okay. So we have these vines that you slide on. Can jump on and off. Got some jumping animations. And then we got this really dope vine that I made. You can also slide on. And I can make this many, many more times, many ways I want to. And I have this pass-through platform. So when you knock into it, it changes to red, and then it does that highlight animation of like a bright orange glow. There we go. It's fair to do it like that. There we go. That's to signify an animation would occur there, like the in and out of an animation. These vines are making me thirsty. I can climb them. I can descend them. I gotta be careful with what I'm holding and doing that. Ouch, I hit myself. You can't grab it, grab something, no. No damage was taken. Anyway, starry-eyed include making the skin here. Or included making the skin here. Let me turn this down just a touch so I don't blow out everybody's ears. And by everybody's, I mean maybe one or two people who stopped by today. I don't want updated notes. I just want to... I had to start a new prompt over here with the chat. With AIS, AI Studio. The other chat, so I can relay. Feel most grounded. So this is something I'm doing. So I started a new chat, and I asked my old chat because it was going to hit its million token window at some point. It was about 75% of the way there. And it's not normally like me to be like, well, we have 25%. Let's just, do something about it now. I would have waited sometimes until we have like 3% and then be like, let's address this. But I wanted to get ahead of it because it gets too complicated when you have all these tokens getting mixed up and everything. And I need it to know or I needed to ask better questions so that. Oh, it just needs the code. I mean, if that's all it needs. Anyway, trying to provide it context, so me building out my my project here goes particularly well. This here fine. Those are the most important to ensure the momentum. Instead of standard auto emit, all. Oh wait, it also needs to know I don't know anything. Here you go. Don't proceed with anything. And remember, I have 0 Unity experience. As we move forward together over the next 995. That's more like 991 tokens. Okay. Sent a smiley face, thought it was funny. So anyway, so this is great so far. I'm getting AI Studio caught up. I need Unity to be, or excuse me, I need Claude to be caught up. So we're gonna say we're picking up from today. We have a little bit of time today to work on this, which I'm happy about. I was gonna go out, definitely gonna go out tomorrow, but today would have been okay. But I'm going out tomorrow to work out, which I'm really excited about. Hello, we are back today. Can you update me on the project as we have it now? I had to start a new conversation with AIS, but used the old prompt and files, C# files to, but use the old prompt and C# files to get it up to speed, or so I think. Well, okay. Sorry, my lips are bothering me and I should do something, but I'm a peeler and that's bad. Provide them. Don't I have a manager script? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Can I just filter? Oh no. Okay. Don't need to send pass unified. That's too many files. Oh, is it not? Oh, nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh. That's the 10th one. Before we start swapping things out and in, here is what I have so far. I don't think I can add one more, but if I can... This would be a huge pain in my ass if I don't do this. If I have to open everything. Just a brief look at the hierarchy. Okay, that should be everything. Yeah, I'm not going to start putting new things in yet. You know what? I'm just going to stop it. And I'm just going to say, hey, why are we doing all that? Right now from you, I need you to keep this logged as we move forward based on my desired next steps. I am open to advice, but be sure to explain it well, and I will keep feeding you ideas to help develop this further. Alright. Hopefully that works. Does not have that. Sorry, that is not correct. I added material elements. Can look good. They were distracting. I'm just reviewing where the roadmap is. So far it's accurate, which is great because this is exactly what I've been doing. I definitely don't have that. I guess I do with the platforms. There are no hazard zones yet, just fall damage. Safety net water pool. Consequence. These don't exist. These do not exist. Not that one. Sorry. The music is going to help me feel a little better if I'm not just sitting in silence. And it doesn't have to be all that. It does have to be all this. I'm just having a field day on my friggin' lip right now. Would love to do playtesting when I have something to playtest. narrative integration I'm doing as I'm building it. I think I'm really excited to make this game and to do as many aspects of it as I can from like scratch, because while a lot of it will be sourced and maybe even developed through AI, a lot of it, and my intention would be to replace it as the game gets closer to completion, because certain things can be swapped out without affecting the whole gameplay, is my understanding. For instance, animations or skins. They might not look exactly how you want them to look at first, but if you have the foundation of the game built, you can spend a lot more time tweaking how it actually looks. And I think the game building process is the challenge, you know? I'm trying to... In 2 weeks of doing this, I've gone from attempting to make a game where you can just jump and swing, to now I have a game in which you can jump, swing, slide, and swim, technically. There's a water component, at least for right now. I think there will be, not a flying component, but like kind of like a... Maybe it'll be flying. Maybe there will be like some kind of giant squirrel, like flying squirrel in the forest. That's kind of adorable. That encourages the the player to like make a net that they can use to kind of soar through the sky. And we're very ambitious here. So anyway, a lot of this is to say, I'm just working out some of the last parts of it here and trying to clarify with Claude and make sure that Google AI Studio is on the right track. And then I'm going to use ChatGPT to help me plan out some hazards. And I might want to go to Mixamo and find one animal. But I don't know if I want to do an animal. I have to start writing down what the hazards are going to be. For instance, I have to start writing down exactly what the assets I have right now are. So that would be a basic platform, a bouncy platform, a pass-through platform, a portal, like a portal shape or object, a slide vine that's flat and linear, a rounded, like curved vine, and a bouncy pad. I don't know if I said bouncy pad. I have a water material, and I have the vines. And I have to start compiling that so I can start keeping track of, okay, what is this? Or like, what can I pick from for my new library of ideas? Because I can't be like, oh, I forgot I had a bouncy pad that works and then make some kind of another weird bouncy pad. Unless I'm redoing the bouncy pad. So I've done a lot of talking because the coffee's taking over. I have to just start. This is going to be something of a silent stream, I think, because I got to really... defining more platforms, making my way up this motherfucker. I can't believe I said that, but I can also. Because there's a ways to go before the top is hit. And I just think that I need to keep doing this. So that means I need some more vines. I'll need a hazard. I'll need an animal that walks back and forth on a platform, maybe. I'm anxious, just because it's been a while and now I have coffee inside of me. Okay, enough. I'll be here, but I'll be on the mutes for a little bit. And if anybody says something, I'll be back. just gonna... I think vocalizing some of this out loud is the point, even though it probably doesn't develop any healthy mental skills for people here, or in the world, but monetizing our work is all we need to be doing, apparently. Alright. I didn't realize the shirt almost looks like the coin. Okay. All this talking. Hard to read because of the coffee, goddamn. Atomic Portal, Bounce Pad, and Hazard Zone scripts use the compare player. Okay. Desired next step. Give me a list of 50 hazards in any given jungle. Natural hazards. Give me a list of 50 hazards in any given jungle. Natural hazards that increase with intensity as the list goes on. Yeah, 50 I think is fine. Hey, I am back. It's only 133, not terrible. Give me... Okay. So while that's giving me some hazards to consider, I was thinking a broken branch because it would be good to do a thing where you grab onto one of the vine sets and it snaps. As opposed to it being a snake right away, because I do want it to be a snake at some point, but it snaps, and as you fall, obviously there's a risk of taking damage, but because this will be a tutorial level, I should have some kind of catch mechanism or a platform below, or I would put a bouncy pad, I guess, but I think I should put a bouncy pad. That makes sense to me. Okay. Let's check what Unity said. I apologize for the confusion. Let me revise the summary based on your clarifications. Focus on the areas that are still in progress, such as refining the environmental level design, implementing dynamic hazards and checkpoints, and polishing. I should probably have a checkpoint halfway up. That would only be fair, but I don't really... Not even thinking about that, to be honest. Or I could have a portal, at least when you start, that transports you to the middle. See, little bugger? You moving? You look like you're moving very slowly, friendo. Yeah, I would say you are. You are tiny. No. Coffee? Let's see as you continue to develop. Focus on. I believe it is a small hurdle to greatness. Oh god, I must be horribly annoying. I already know I can't be. But... Okay. I try at least. Okay. So that's there. This is there. And let's see which we got. Loose leaves hiding the ground. Easy to misstep when you cannot clearly see what is underfoot. That's a great point, and that's a great way to transition a level, and that is something that I haven't played a lot of solo adventure games, which is funny because here I am just trying to develop one. But last year, or sometime last year, I ended up playing God of War for the first time ever. Like, I never properly... Like, I played it with friends, but I never actually played the game through. That was one of those games that I learned a lot about kind of these third-person kind of traversal mechanics and the kind of cool ideas you can do with them. And it's 2025, and I'm learning a lot more about that. I've played games since then, but those particular mechanics were pretty interesting to me, and I was pretty excited to try them out. So, some of those, like falling through the ground, I think that's a great way to transition into a new level, or to a boss, or a mini fight, or, you know, kind of an escape. Essentially, the player is going to fall through this tunnel, I guess, to start the game. Like, when the actions occur and the events happen, they'll fall through the middle, and then they'll be taken to the nearby whatever, and you know, the story will progress as they come back to the cylinder, the tower, and attempt to, you know, traverse up to the canopy, which is crazy to think about. So we're just going to go through this list of 50 different hazards that you might find in any given jungle as a person who might be traveling through. I'm not saying I'm not going to take some of these ideas and use them, but I am going to read through them and try to understand what I can consider while I'm developing as I move forward. Things that'll stand out to me, obviously. So here we go. Slippery mud. That I have this idea of slippery mud being an advantage, kind of like Sonic, how he has those or F-Zero, where you have like a turbo bounce pad or a turbo run pad, like where you run and it pushes you. I forgot what those are called. A boost, like a boost pad. So maybe mud could be like a boost. And let me write that down. That's what I gotta keep doing, is writing things down. I wrote it down a while ago. Oh yeah. A pros and cons list on human beings. Not all human beings, just direct people, human beings. I was asked to write a pros and cons list about. Okay. Potential environmental hazards. So I'm going to write these down and eventually feed them back to one of my AI things, probably ChatGPT, to be like, hey, this is what I thought was interesting. Loose leaves. I already have that. That's what my pass-through platform was designed to be, like loose leaves or loose branches. Branches. Pass-through. Okay. Slippery mud. And like, it should be slippery enough where you do get a boost, but also you lose a lot of that. There's more friction, so there's less control. Okay, so slippery mud acts as boost for run. In exchange, extra boost for the run. In exchange, less directional control. Alright, this pen fucking sucks. It's good that I have a million. This one's only, I remember it was sitting out for 8 years. Okay, great. Let's see, uneven routes. I mean, I see a boss that has magical powers that can use roots to lock you in and prevent you from moving, and then you get beat up a bunch of times if you're not careful. But that's like a boss ability in the future, which is, I'm going to have a lot of fun spending time working on this part of it as I move forward, because those things are interesting to me, but I have to keep logging it. Today we're focusing on environmental hazards, so we're going to move on from that. Low branches. Running and ducking. I mean, I'll put it down, because I think low branches are interesting. Low branches question mark, because I don't really know what I'm going to do with it. Yeah, you run into it, you hurt yourself, but broken branches underfoot. These are real life hazards, so it's trying to not necessarily focus on the game. This is just potential real hazards. Can snap, roll, or punch through footing. You wouldn't be able to detect what would be something like that, I think so. Fallen vines. No, but I'm going to say vine traps. Vine traps. And we're going to say that they're leftover from previous poachers. I'm going to put that in parentheses, poachers. And I'm putting that in parentheses because it might not be poachers, it's just going to be human, or human groups. So I think that would be cool if you have vine traps that are literally not necessarily set because you're like fighting against anyone. It's like as you're traversing, you might accidentally get caught in a vine trap because it was left there by poachers or, like I said, human groups. Kind of silly to say, but thorns. I mean, is that really a thing? Is my mind like oversized rose thorn bushes or giant thorned bush? How big do they get? Yes, but say this in jungle. Are those real? That looks a little painful. Holy shit. Thorny tree. Thorny tree? I feel like somebody's speaking to me, and I know nobody's speaking to me because it's saying nothing. Should say it now. Formidable thorns. Wow. Dynamite tree. Oh god. 60 meters, which is great. This is perfect to see. It's like a giant defense tree. 6 feet in girth. That's huge. So this is a jungle plant? That's my thought. Habitat. Wet soil. Tropical trees prefer warmer, humid climates. Boom! Hura crepitans. But it's... That's so cool. It's used to make canoes. Fishermen have been said to use milk and costly sap from the tree to poison fish. Huh. The Caribs made arrow poison from the sap. The wood from French hura. In a time when most writing unripe seed capsules were sawn in half. Sawn. I never seen that word, sawn. It's all the sand used to dry the ink. Interesting. That is such an odd... That's such an odd thing to me. That's crazy. I didn't know you had to do that to do writing. You'd actually, like, put powder down. Oh my god, I feel like I'm getting, like, really smart for some reason. This is stupid to say, but... I had no idea this was a thing. The Tudor period. Yeah, I didn't know shit about the Tudor period. Looks like a tulip, but it's a rose. Cool. Alright. 1400s. All good, all good, all good. So the point of all that... Nail flowers grow on long spikes. I mean, that looks cool. Alright. Sandbox tree. So we'll have trees that... if you hit them, they'll hurt you. It's like a hazard, I guess. Sandbox tree. Male variants. Male variants do what? Have spikes. Thorns. Sap is used to poison fish. So that's like, I can easily, in my mind, build that into the story or build that into the gameplay where, you know, okay, it's a thorny tree, you can get hurt by encountering it. But the concept that the extraction of the sap is used to poison other animals, let's say like fish, can affect the ecosystem around it. So that in itself, that little fact is a really cool, that could be a whole level. Like I can build everything around, oh, you've encountered this dangerous forest, essentially, like this cluster of trees, and then while you're in there, maybe you see somebody or you see an animal that's collecting, or the sap is being harvested, and then the harvesting of the sap is being used to kind of infect the Is it because nobody else can do it, or is it because you're being expected to do it along with everything? With everything else. Okay. Friday, I need to have some ideas there. Okay. Okay. Just trying to get my brain back in order here. Trees, clusters, using the sap to poison an environmental area, let's say specifically fish. So we'll come back to that. And I just thought about piranhas being a hazard, because obviously I love piranhas. I'm still 12 years old, so I fucking love piranhas. I think that's a wild fish, and it's terrifying. If I was eaten by piranhas, I'd be sad. I think I've lost track of what I'm trying to do here. Anyway, we learned about the sandbox tree, a thorny tree, dynamite tree. Let's put a / dynamite tree. Okay. Rubber wood. I just thought about rubber wood. That can make sense. We can have bouncy platforms and bouncy vines. I don't know if that makes any sense. Maybe bouncy branches. You jump on a branch and kind of go boing, but like a lighter spring. Boing. Can't have giant bees or wasps. And I don't like that. And that's Donkey Kong. Although, fuck. Now that I think about it, you absolutely can have giant hornets. In fact, it would be awesome to have to fight off giant hornets at some point. But potential environmental hazards is what I'm thinking about right now. Environmental hazards, not other animals. And that's kind of the trick. Stinging tree.
So I'm on a walk in the Australian rainforest, right? And I've just come across this right here. And this is mad exciting because, like nearly everything in this country, it's damaged to. It's also known as the gimpy tree. And
The gimpy tree.
And for example, if you had it on your arm like this, they would stay in there for weeks, maybe even months, and they don't break down, so you couldn't even shower it out of you. You have to get wax strips and rip it out of your skin because the pain that you would feel is on a different level. Now, it's like to touch them, you would be in a whole world of pain because those things give off a sting like you wouldn't believe. So these leaves,
It's an oil. Like it's got an oil that gives off a sting. Let's see if you still have time to delete this unfunny video.
On your arm like this, they would stay in there for weeks, maybe even months, and they don't break down.
I still have time to
rip it out of your skin because
scrape the algorithm. No, wait.
But the pain is similar.
I do.
This is a drill hitting a nerve. Can you imagine what that pain is like? It comes from a plant. So the next
There we
time
go.
you're out in Australia,
I think a simple I do will do it.
look out for the gimpy giant stinging tree.
Did I reply?
And don't flip and touch one of them.
Yeah, I replied. Okay, thanks, Carlos. Go fuck yourself. Anyway, gimpy tree, good. We know. Great. Gotta keep moving because coffee is sending me all sorts. Giant stinging trees, common thorns. The chunga palm. Chunga palm. Native spines. This also okay. So the chunga palm. Also look at chunga palm. I can integrate a chungus joke with that. I can literally do that and be hated by more people. All right, let's go. All right, we did that. We figured that out. We got to keep moving. Boom, boom, thorns. Okay, sharp grasses or leaves. You're out. Dense undergrowth. Dense undergrowth. I mean, hard to jump, kind of like a water resistance, like higher friction or lower friction and trying to slowly move. And it might be cool if there was like a thorn, not graveyard, but like a giant vine, like huge thing that you would have to traverse. Let's see. I gotta call them in a little while. Okay. Coming up on 2 o'clock on our first hour soon. Loose stones on slopes. I haven't thought about like caves and mountains and stuff, but that is really necessary and I gotta figure that out. Loose stones on slopes. I mean, I'm gonna just put loose stones with a question mark because I like the idea. It's how I implement it. And I think obviously there should be some kind of climbing that isn't just swinging. So, you know, climbing a rock face or like a jungle wall or something. That's necessary. That reminds me of actually Monster Hunter World. So something like that. Rotting logs. A second. Got it. Okay. Alright. Loose stones. Yes. So, like I said, climbing and then grab on a stone and fall. You fall. Obviously, you can grab onto another rock. Obviously. Who makes these rules up is my question. It's awkward. Okay. Holes hidden by foliage. That's the pass-through platform. Loose leaves. Okay. Anthills or insect nests. That's not an environmental hazard. That is, I think insects are not enemies, but insects are other characters in the game, so, or NPCs. Mosquito clouds. That I don't need, but it would just be a visual thing you would pass through swampy areas or moist areas and see giant malaria-ridden mosquitoes. I don't really think you need it. I don't want to worry about mosquitoes. Biting flies. That, okay. That... Biting flies. I do see a small area where it's like you have to complete an objective, and while you're doing the objective, you're getting bit, and you have to kind of take some damage as you're going along, and you have to take some damage as you're moving along, and the damage comes from a natural hazard. So it's kind of like if you were playing a different game and they had toxic fumes, but you had to complete something. While in the toxic fumes, you would have to heal and progress through the mission as you would. Biting flies, somewhat equal to gas in room. Okay. Alright, ticks. Definitely not going to do ticks. Leeches. Leeches are another animal, but I'll think about it. I'm not really worried about... God, I have to think about underwater shit. Let's just do leeches / underwater. Water hazards. I have to put in jungle. Jungle water hazards. Perfect. Spiderwebs across the face. Not really worried about that, because probably going to face off against some kind of giant spider or spider mutated thing, because I would love for that to be an enemy. Stinging insects. That's the same thing as the clouds, but giant wasps, I would say, would be the goal. And then how you would deal with them is you would have to start a fire, and the fire would have to be, I don't know. Let me ask, actually. Will any smoke put bees to sleep? Smoke does not put bees to sleep, nor does it act. Cool smoke masks alarm pheromones and triggers a survival response. Bees gorge on honey, making them heavy and sluggish and less likely to sting. I didn't realize that. I thought it just made them sleepy. Right. Masks the alarm pheromones. That's pretty cool. Okay, so we're gonna write bees or wasps, or I guess bees, because you don't have wasp farms. Wasp bees. Sedated by wasps and bees. Sedated by. Let's do cool smoke. I want to be able to add one environmental hazard today if I have time, but I don't know when I have time. Okay. Okay, great. But I'm still not going in. Hopefully. Fuck. Okay. Stinging insects, poisonous irritating plants. I guess poisonous plants. sun exposure and broken canopy. Maybe on like a hot day, but I don't think that's what I want. Heavy humidity, dehydration, heat exhaustion, bad visibility, getting turned around. I guess getting lost? Wow. Get low. Getting lost. And we'll put lost in quotes. Getting lost. Maze, illusion. I hate those games. I hate when I end up going in circles and I cannot figure out like my way out, but I know that's a big progressive part for certain games, is even if it's just one level where you have to actually do something different than the standard process to unlock or reveal where you're supposed to go, as opposed to you run in one direction and you end up coming back through the same area you came through. That would... I don't know how I'd build that. But I would try that of some sorts. Okay. Fast mud, soft ground. Oh, right, quicksand. And I'll obviously either implement everything or cut the list down. It says sudden rain, but I'm going to do flash flood. And I imagine that would be an interesting level where you would be trying to help or close maybe to the village and then swept away by a flash flood, and that is like a mini transition level where you're being swept away by a flash flood. Flash floods! Exclamation point. Let's see what else we got here. Falling branches. Let's just do falling objects. Rocks. Branches. I don't know what else it would be, but I can figure it out. Cold after getting soaked. Nightfall. Deadwood overheard. Widowmakers can come... Oh, right. I'm gonna write Widowmakers. Widowmakers. Flooded low ground, riverbanks collapsing. That could be another way, like, transition would be you're trying to save an animal or something, and then you're on the edge, and then the riverbank collapses and you're swept under. There is going to be a swept under, so parentheses, maybe riverbank collapse. Hidden snakes. Oh, come on. Yes, and I know this. It'll be renewed tomorrow. Where the fuck did I put that? Nope. It's back there. Hidden snakes. So that's something I have included already, and that's what I think is important, but I don't think I'm gonna add that to this list. I have wasps and leeches, but I don't really want them here. Crocodile, large territory. This is all animals. Infected cuts? Not really, because this guy's going to be able to deal with it, I think. The outfit will go from good nurse-looking thing to tattered nurse to inevitably, like new outfit nurse. And by the end of it. Panic, isolation, being lost without clean water, severe storm conditions, flash flooding. That's already on the list. Major fall, already got that, and complete exposure to jungle with no support. Injury, sickness, predators, weather, disorientation, all stacking together is a true top-level hazard. Wildfire, weather, psychological hazards. No, I'm good. Out of my list I have now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I have 14 hazards. I've added 14 hazards from that list that would translate to the game. So that's a good start. Out of those 14 hazards, let's do a broken branch approach. No thanks. What? You know what? Let's do poison. Hazards with AIS. Can you help me get there? I'd like to make poison. That's one of the ones. Oh, I didn't include it, thank God. I was going to say one of the ones I didn't even include. Vine traps. Low branches, low slopes, slippery mud. Well, slippery mud and the slide vine going to be very similar. I will turn into that I will create a small bush or field with or platform with that if the player touches and stands in it, they receive initial damage and additional damage over time. Okay, so it's just going to be some flowers that are in a fucking auto platform. Oh God, I gotta be careful with my stretching. My stretching feels good. Initial damage. Intent is the player will know to avoid this particular hazard and make attempts to jump or swing over it. I just had this weird idea because I was thinking about fire and introducing a fire component, but like you can't have the protagonist necessarily be like a fire person, like doing fire stuff, but you could have kind of a near endgame situation where they start needing to utilize fire to start burning through the terrain, and that terrain is a lot of these flowers, but what it does is it ultimately negatively impacts some of the work that the player has done, changing the story, I guess, or at least amplifying how the story would look. That's at least what my brain is saying, so I have to remember it. I want to integrate it as an object I will place on a platform in the tower. Okay, so right now we have some natural hazards. We have 14 natural hazards. 14 is enough to sprinkle them through the game and have variety and different options. Rain is going to be crazy. Mud is going to be just like sliding. Quicksand is going to be quicksand. I think that'll be fine. Getting lost will be a pain in the ass. Leeches and like in the water will suck. Okay. Make a poison bush that's its own prefab. Give it a trigger collider. When the player enters, do one hit immediately, stays inside every X seconds. When the player leaves, they damage the behavior you want. Yes, by structure. Right. I'm going to... Did I have to... Okay. I think it's still day. Thanks, sending that over to AIS to get it refined. We'll check it. I want style A. Hey, you know what? Shortly. So before I send that, I'm going to send what I sent. Asked ChatGPT to help me develop the concept of poison, flower, bush, vegetation. Did not spell that right. Vegetation. Poison, flower, bush, or vegetation as a hazard I can add to tower. Here is what I asked, and here is what it replied with. I'm going to do parentheses. I prefer style A. Alright, so that's going to send out. And in the meantime, we're going to start developing the cube. We haven't spent any time in Unity, really, just a lot more talking today, which is totally fine. I've made a lot of progress in that. I'm going to start with a 3D object that is a cube. We're going to call it Danger Platform. No, not Danger Platform. Poison. Just needs to be a cube. So wait. Okay, let's see what it said. I'm trying to figure out where this starts and ends. Okay. This is a great idea. It adds precision requirement to your climbing. Since you... Why would it be my climbing? No. No. Scripts. Want it to affect quality whatsoever. anytime. Meaning it could be along a vine or through bushes. But don't change health manager as a whole. Adapt it, please. Alright. Let's see what it says, and then we're going to design another platform here. So I guess maybe this platform will be the one that has the hazard on it, and because of that, I'm going to make one quick new material. Maybe I won't. I'll just have that look like that. Okay. Jungles. Alright, Poison Flower CS is on the way. It's new script time, baby. Wait, why the hell is it there? That was weird. Really didn't like that I put it in there. Poison flower into Xcode. On trigger enter, not on collision. Be cool if you opened up Xcode. Being weird. Okay. This script uses on trigger enter, not on collision. This means it will not block your player's movement. You will phase right through the flower model while taking damage rather than getting stuck on the invisible wall. Health sync. It calls health manager instance take damage. Since your health manager is already has the hit flash coordinate, I don't know what that means. Okay. It doesn't use get components of it talks directly to your global manager. I don't want to. Alright, fine. Mixamo, you will do the work. I hope. Whatever. Leaf. Oh, I don't want that. Bush? Lewis. Susie. Tree. Unity assets. I want the free assets. You know what? Let's exit this and do it through here. Yep. Nature starter kit. This is cool. That's kind of exactly what I want. Yug Hughes, free bushes. 5 stars. Yeah, open in Unity. Hell yeah. Let's download that. How big could it be? 14 megabytes. Perfect. Import. Goodbye, Mixamo. I'm getting more used to using the Unity Asset Manager. Cool. Prefabs. Oh, nice. Oh, nice. You could just literally place it there. That's fucking crazy. Okay. So let's do that. It's gonna need some kind of material on it. Alright, we'll do that. Don't love that. Whoops. Alright, let's just actually see if we can do what we're trying to do here. P-bush, fade mode, object size, triangles. There's an object under there, huh? There we go. I don't know if that is what I want it to look like. I'm gonna make a new material. Or I can tweak it. So the base map is something. Oh my god. Holy shit. I don't know how to actually tweak that. Just trying to do one thing here, and I think I fucked up a lot. I really only want this object to behave the way I need it to behave, so visually it needs to look correct. I add a mesh render, mesh collider. I'm trying to remember what I'm going to add here to put a skin on it, essentially. I think it's mesh. I think it's mesh filter. Oh. Wait. Did I do that right? Fuck. Okay. I don't even fucking know what I'm doing. Textures. Materials. So materials is all pink. I'm gonna spend too much time doing this, I know it. Absolutely don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Before I start doing everything. I downloaded an asset. These things are tough to navigate. Let's just send some of the screenshots I'm working with here so I can be like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And if it knows that, maybe it can help me. Wait. this again, because I don't know why I can't figure out this this situation here. But I was gonna say, let me see. All right, do a test run. See if I can make it to the bush even. And if I can, we'll see if it. I mean, we'll see if I can see it. I think is kind of the big question. Fuck. I shouldn't have put it that high. I should make it way closer so I know what the fuck I'm doing. Which maybe I'll do in a second after I figure out how exactly I plan to do that. Fuck. Why did I complicate my life by doing that? William S. Burroughs would be rolling around in his grave right now if I knew where it was. Not sure that makes much sense, but no, I need to descend. So if I descend, I can make a bigger loop or a bigger swing. Please don't let go. I just barely made it and I can't make it, but I can see it, which is great. So I can do something about transitioning from here to there. It is hard enough to get up here, but I can't make that final jump, which means my only other option is to try this again. Just descend this a little bit. By a little bit, I mean a whole lot. As far as I can go. Can't do that. Shit. Okay. Either way, I can see it. Ouch. It's good, ouch. Okay. I can see that bush. It's pink, and I don't know how to fix it, so. Nature? Not nature. Unlit? Oh no, lit. I don't know if that's gonna do it. It's cold. I should take a break, get some coffee. Oh, okay. Fuck it. I don't care. It kind of looks cool. Let's see what AIS had to say. The pink object phenomenon is very common. Different version of the internet. It's broken. Like loud groups with swap models as you move away, and it just gets in your let's follow your instinct. I'm gonna use a simple sphere. Okay, fair enough. We're just gonna delete you. I'm sorry. Oof. What can you do? Which reminds me, I need to fucking. It's a kid having a meltdown, but that's a preschool. They're on their walk. It's really, why is somebody crying so hard out there? Okay. Oof, God. That's a lot of work to get up there, huh? We're gonna make another one of these. We're gonna make it vine F. Vine G. And then let's do that sphere, but let's do it on the ground. Isaac graph. Alright. Poison spore hazard. That is good. Great. That's got to be going on from the. That's got to be the running theme. There's constantly these spores or little, like, materials or items that are constantly being extracted and used as extracted and weaponized. So the poison bush will essentially be a weaponized. It'll be triggered. Like, maybe it normally wouldn't be a poison bush, but it's been directly impacted by the environment or an outside force to make it a lot more dangerous. So when you're traversing, you see them and you know that that's not normal, but that's what's going on. Okay. Exciting stuff in my brain. Alright, we're going to put the poison. Let's put the poison on the other side of there. Cool. Poison spore hazard. Like I said, that's a very exciting thing for me to consider because the big baddie is a spore monster, but that's really like post game. I probably need the bathroom. I probably need more coffee. Create the root in your hierarchy list. After I make this. I'm gonna put that under there. I'm gonna rename it. We're just going to call it bush placeholder. Let's just call it poison bush, actually. Okay. I'm not going to worry about that. I am just going to keep going. Because the collider box is a little bigger than it needs to be, and that's the point. There's my little poison box there. Let's make a quick material so I'm not stupid. I don't even need to make a quick material, but I'm going to anyway. I'm going to make it I'll make it red. That's weird. Alright. Cool. Actually, don't want that. Let me just make a new material. Mat. Poison. Poison bush. Specular. We're gonna make it green with a hint of purple. And then both. Am I on the right thing? Oh no, I haven't applied it. So stupid. Let's do a mission. Let's do this vibrant purple. Okay. It's not bad. I think I like that. I like how that looks. Alright. Add the code. Search for poison flower. Oh, on the parent object. Initial sting. Let's say 50, yeah. Damage tick per second. Yeah, 15's fine. Tick interval. I don't have a particle system. Alright. Hey, that's what I did. Purple and neon green. See how that looks? Can take a small fiver. Can't believe it's already 3 o'clock. Alright, I touch it, and I take damage when I touch it. There's no standing in it. Okay. Yes, when I touch it, I lose health. So that is good. Can it have gravity? So it falls onto the surface. And as opposed to floating. And we need to make it pass through. Which I forgot how to do that, but thanks. Alright, I'll be right back. I need a bit of a break, but I'll be right back. Alright. Bringing it back. Thank you, BRB. I think it helps to have the actual platform visible as opposed to invisible when I do that. But then again, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing half the time. And I'm having fun with it. So, anyway. We're getting back to it. Right, we were designing these bushes. Unity Paradox. The solid sizzling flux. To solve this, crunchy and professional. Okay, we're making a hazard layer. Slowly understanding these. These layers directly impact how it looks. We're assigning this layer to a hazard. The very top of your screen, project settings. Hazard and a player don't. Game object? Wait. Wait. The player is a player tag. Oh. Having a bit of an issue here. Okay. That was... alright. Very confused. Made a hazard layer, but the player is on a default layer at the top. 0. Should I define a player layer for this? Then we can pick up at step 2. Okay. We're adding another layer. Ignore raycast layer. It's kind of ignoring. Okay, player. Default layer. Just make sure every other layer under that is cool. Alright, seems like it. Everybody's getting it. Cool. Like that. Same team. Wonder if the music's just a touch too loud right now. Bring it down just a little bit. Here we go. Set the rules of edit project settings and back to physics. Uncheck the box where player meets hazard. Oh, hazard and player. Weird that it doesn't meet all the way down there, but okay. Hazards and default. Player and default. Okay. Let's just send this so that it knows I did that. I believe I completed step 2, no problem. Needs rigid body. Poison spore hazard. I wonder if I should be putting it on the object, but I suppose not. Continuous? 2 sphere colliders. What? Okay. Don't mind if I do. I'd like to reorganize these, please. Okay. This trigger's off. Collider 1 is triggers off. Collider 2 is triggers on. Alright, we're just gonna do it backwards because that's the bigger one, I know that. I'm just gonna ask for the full drop in. Can you send the full drop in for swing controller? And then what I'll do is I'll open up swing controller real quick, Xcode, and drop it in there also. Drop a spore onto a platform. It will land with a thud. Physics-wise, you can walk. Okay. Let's see how that looks. Does it drop in? It does. I pass through it. I touch it. I take no damage. It drops nicely. But when I pass through or stand in it or touch it, no damage is taken. I didn't realize I should be doing that. And I can put them on the vines. I never even thought about that. Where you can jump. Oh my god. My brain is going crazy with that. Okay. Stand in it. I don't need an exclamation point. Otherwise, it looks and feels how I am hoping. Thanks. Let me actually make sure it still has that poison thing set out. I also have these colliders. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell it. Also, should I have a third collider on the sphere object? Sphere child. These are the 2 inspectors. And then we're going to update Vine controller based on that. And it's going to be 3 o'clock. Hate 3 o'clock, but it comes around. What can you do? Hate 3 o'clock because it preludes 4, which sets up 5, which I can't complain. I have Mondays off when everybody doesn't want to go to work. And then I have to start work when everybody does go to work, Tuesday through Saturday. And that means Monday through Friday, 9 to 5 people. That means, yes, I work at 5 p.m. on a Saturday. Prime not working time for a lot of America. And then yet again, you go out and live your life in the world, and who do you see? People working. So, you just don't see me because I'm behind a screen. And I'm Batman. Okay, before I fix that, or before I do that, I didn't know I could do that. I should just make a prefabs. Nope. Create folder. Prefabs. We're gonna start populating that with some of the shit I've made. Like this vine. That's a prefab now, motherfucker. Let's see. Bouncy platform. Where are you, pass through platform? I see you. Don't think I don't see you. Yeah, you're a prefab. Oh yeah. Water pool. You bet your sweet ass you're a prefab. This is actually nice. Okay, getting more organized while it's working on something else. Spiral platform. I guess platform bounce is a motherfucking prefab. And regular cube is going to be a motherfucking prefab. And I'm just curious what happens when I drop another one in here. It just keeps doing that. Cool. Spawn points. A portal. That portal, you bet your ass. These are all prefabs. You know what? This portal's a prefab. Okay. Vine rail test. That's a prefab. Curved vine. You bet your sweet ass that's a prefab. Poison bush, did you already make it? You didn't even make it. Oh my god. You are a prefab. What else am I missing? Vines. Oh no, wait. Vines I made into a prefab. Pass-through platform. The 2 rails. The water. Those are my prefabs for now. I have made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 objects in 2 weeks that act differently and serve different purposes. Vine rail, vine A. The portals, I guess. I'll just remove this. Yeah, I'm gonna remove that. At the risk of everything. Okay, good. Water pool, vines are out. Camera's fine, lighting's fine. I don't need those other platforms necessarily. Alright. Made a bunch of prefabs. Feeling pretty cool about that. The reason you're taking damage, if you uncheck the physics triggers, stop working to the completely. To fix this, we need to create one more invisible layer so the physics can distinguish between solid enough to hit the floor and ghost enough to pass through the fire. Okay, slot 8. Except we're doing a different kind of slot 8. It's slot 10 now. You can only have 31 layers, which I imagine gets complicated if I don't do it right, but how many things do you need? Hazard, solid. Okay, so back to project settings. It's 302, no! Player and hazard meets. Booms. Player versus hazard solid. Everything else is checked. Okay. So poison spore hazard. Set its layer to hazard. Both sphere colliders are going to be checked. Weird. Poison bush 1. Hazard solid. Keep its collider as is. Trigger unchecked. Child is a solid, the whole object. Find your player object. Look at the top left of the inspector. It does. In your screenshot, the rigid body is a mass of 1. Will I? Oh. Didn't catch that. And I don't need that. Those don't need to be open right now. Alright. Matrix looks fine. This is my error stuff. These are the console errors. So we've gone from a 750,000 token conversation back to a 50,000 token conversation. Which means about 13 times more of this before I end up having to do... It was 2 weeks, wow. And about 2 hours each day, so like 28 hours. I've almost put a whole work week into this. Actually, that's a lie. I've definitely put a whole work week into this because at least 40 hours. There was a day I worked like probably 12 hours constantly on refining it. And that's how I got to 750,000 tokens so fast. From 400,000. Can speak really fast when I have coffee. Like fast, like 1.2 times. Coffee. Okay. Da-da-da. Matrix is perfect, he said the word. Compilation of Unity is there's one error. Yeah. Okay, we're making a new script here. Where is it? There we go. Excuse me. Curved, too complex. Oh, I didn't realize that. Curved vine. Let me just disable it? No, that's the vine rail test. That's not what I want. I want the curved vine. Wait, if I just remove it... It still works. Exactly how I need it to work. I love that this fucking works. I also love that I can do that. To almost do that. Okay. Come here, poison bush. Hurt me. Yeah! That's too fast! I'm dying! But it works. It's fantastic. Okay. Definitely need to adjust some of that poison stuff. Because that's terrifying how fast it works. Tick interval is going to be every 1.7 seconds. Damage per second will be 15. The initial sting will be 35. Okay, let's try that. I don't know how to do a particle system, but it would be cool to have some kind of particle system. So you touch it, it hurts you. How much damage am I taking per second? 15? That's 35? It's more than that. It's 25? It's 25. Why am I taking 25 damage? Okay, I'm gonna ask that. Okay, maybe that's what it is. I didn't finish that. Okay. So let's go back to Xcode. Poison flower. Wait a minute. That's it. Okay. Didn't really change anything. I'm glad I got rid of that mesh issue too, because that was kind of bothering me and I was a little confused with what to do with it. Let me try one more time before I send those settings. Ball drops. Nice. It's still 25. Yeah, it's still 25. It's strange. It works, but I am a little confused. These are my settings when I stand in the... Hey Google, what's 70% of 35?
70% of 35 is 24.5.
Stand in the bush. It's percent. Hey Google, what's 170% of 15?
170% of 15 is 25.5.
So that's my range that it's putting in. So the tick interval is every 1.7 seconds. It's DPS. Okay. Bush, I want the DPS to be... Oh, wait. Do I want the DPS to just be every tick? The tick interval is every... Okay. Tick interval is every 1.7 seconds, which means that it's calculating the damage amount based on the tick interval as opposed to every second. So the tick interval should really just be 1, the silent killer to my voice on the stream. But that's the reality. If I make that 1, not 11, I have to do 11 just to not mute myself. Ball drops. I go. I make initial contact for 35. How much fucking damage did I just take? Initial contact for... Oh. Okay. So the initial contact is going to be double. Okay. It works. I have to keep the tick at... It will change how the damage is calculated, which I want to keep that part less complicated. I also notice that with 2 colliders, there is technically double the initial damage taken. This does not seem to affect the damage over time, which is good. I can work around this and select a lower number than 35 so it doesn't deal 70 damage on impact, for instance. But is there a better solution? That makes more sense. Otherwise, oh no wait, yeah, otherwise I can stick to keeping the number low. Thanks. Going to add this onto certain platforms now. Okay, and that is the truth. We are going to add it to a different platform here. We're going to add it to this rail, is what I'm thinking. So, let's go to our prefabs. I'm so excited about. Drop one of these bad boys onto here. Ah, didn't make it. It's okay. Try that again. Boom. And then we're gonna just make it scale this whole thing. 0.8. Oh no. 0.5. Yeah. The sphere colliders seem to be holding their form. Their final form, if you would. And what I'm gonna do is just add a couple of these. Put them with the Brian Vale test. Bush, poison bush, vine rail. Love typing the number 1. 2. Okay, we're gonna adjust number 2 so that it kind of we'll select number 2 and move that over. And that should drop on that no problem. So we're going to try that out. Because I can pass through them, but I'll take damage. And that'll be good, because that'll be a way to take damage passively and not... Alright, still taking 70. But only 15 standing in it, which is good. These balls have fallen through my rail. No! But... A what? Oh, that's the mass thing. My poison bush is going everywhere. Okay. That's kind of good to know. Mass. Let's make mass 1000. Actually. Where is it? 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 There we go. Mass 1000. That should affect everything, right? Aha! Slowly understanding how to make a fucking video game. God, I can't stop cursing today. Alright. Gonna kick this around. Kick the ball. Took a lot of damage for that. So... I'm confused. What have I done differently? What have I done differently? Oh no! I did fuck it up. Whew. Try that again. Then I have to create a collider box for the fucking rails, which I didn't realize I didn't have. So this thing should let me pass through, take my 75 damage, 70 damage, whatever. There's some DPS to be taken. Yep, DPS is fine. Can slide on that, but these can't land on that. Am I pushing them around? Nope, but they're working. Okay. Alright. Whew, had a moment there. Classic Unity physics, 2 spheres, blah blah blah. I'm just gonna ignore that. I'm just gonna ignore that whole thing. Cool. I got it working. Now I want to make sure that I can place them on things like a vine rail. So vine rail. Oh, my mouse just died. So the one time in history it dies. Oh well, did it die? Kinda did. And the problem is I have this weird friggin' situation where it dies, but it doesn't particularly behave well. Okay. Do I have a solution today? I better. Maybe this will do it. Seems like a data transfer cable. Everybody knows data transfer cables are perfect for charging. Plug this into my work laptop so they can track my movements. And it didn't work. For the love of God! Son of a... My understanding is that I use my... all the things that I could be dealing with, this is like the last thing I'm changing. They're all the same. Try this again. Maybe this will work. That does it, I'm pretty sure. And we're back, lightning fast. Always notice the difference on that. Alright, 3:23. Damn it, the day just goes and goes. For the love of Jesus. Okay. Little coffee. Today we made a hazard. Poison bush. And I'm happy with it. But I want my grind to work properly. Okay. I have mat, physics mat material I made for, or we made. That was made for the vine rail. It looks like this. Can we make sure it can hold the objects like the poison bush so it doesn't pass through? And then we will look up PMAT. So we'll go to materials. Which PMAT are we talking about here? Oh, it's That's in assets, I believe. There we go. PMAT rail grind. Ah, my favorite. Okay. Let me just identify what the name of that was. See if that can help me make some progress along the way. YouTube has not worked out today. I don't know what it is. Maybe I fucked up the algorithm. I don't know what I'm doing. Maybe people are that unhappy with my stupid little Arc Raiders post. I don't know. But it's been kind of slow. And I guess work is going, and I have work to do too, so it's just tough to keep up with everything. Ensure the solid part of your bush recognizes the rail. Yeah. But we're gonna look at the prefab of that. Everything seems checked. It's kind of silly that I have to make another one. I want to see it roll. They still passed right through. What the fuck? Maybe that's what it is. They rolled off to the side because it's not a flat plane. So I would have to go prefabs. Just wanted to be able to see it somewhere else, but I can't. Okay. 3:30. For the love of Lord. Prefabs. Okay. Interesting. Is kinematic. I think that's fine there. Wait. Okay. Hopefully they stay attached. I feel like I have to assign something to the rail, though. And they fell right through. Okay, let's check out Vine Rail. Maybe it's this vine material that's preventing it from doing it, but I'd be a little more surprised if that was the case. And that sucks. I didn't even see that. Kind of shadows. Okay. They are still falling to the ground. Maybe it is the rail that is preventing it causing the pass through. And then we're going to go and check out this again. Wonder what kind of answer we're going to get out of that. It's been a lot of progress today, though. Making a hazard and planning out more hazards, environmental hazards that aren't game hazards, like other enemies, because that's going to get more complicated. But as I start to build out my list of assets, it's going to be easier to know what I can rely on when I'm developing the story and how to get it all working. So I'm excited, but a little nervous. I just realized what that was. Well, actually I didn't. Strange. Let's see, sorry. Tired and ready to call it. And your Vine rail test. Vine rail test. Try this again. 333. Player versus rail. I don't think it should be unchecked, but we'll see. Alright, taking its advice and trying it out. We're almost there. It falls through perfectly. They made it! Does this work? Nope, I am passing through the fucking vine rail. But, okay. Okay, we have two issues here. So, I am A, passing through, oh wait. So A, the player is now passing through the vine rail. B, the bushes no longer allow pass through. That's why we had two colliders, I think. Two colliders on, I think. And what else? See. The bushes are staying on the rail, vine rail, but I can't ride it anymore. I think that's sufficient to explain and get this wrapped up before 4 o'clock when I'm gonna shut down. Oh god. Feel better, Jay? Hopefully you're 100% soon. There we go. It's physics not, because you've unchecked the mayor. Yeah, it's become a complete ghost. Vine equals solid to bush, but ghost to player. Physics matrix. Back at it. Right, player meets rail needs to be on. Sorry. Which means maybe that's all I have to fix? I have a feeling that's all I have to fix. Except I forgot I'm still running right into that. That's working. Those balls. Okay. Alright. Freeze position. See, I don't think that's going to do it because that'll keep it in the air. Yeah, it doesn't drop. And pushing up against it hurts me, that's fine. Will I still move these though? Yeah, they don't even drop. No, I passed through them. Weird. Oh, I passed through them because of how fast I'm moving. But interesting. Okay. Try this again. Just so it falls. Just want to make sure it falls. Okay, it fell. Okay. Curved vine. Oh wait. is real. Tag is player, layer is player. So we're gonna look at this one more time. Two mesh colliders. Layer is a rail. Is trigger is checked. The player is a player. The bush parent. Layer hazard. Bush child. This collider is not checked. Passing through hurts me. Standing hurts me. I see it on the vine. Oh, did I slip off the fucking vine? There we go. Thank you. Okay. So close. So close. So close. They stick, or they land on the vine rail. All good. The larger one lets me pass through, but the smaller ones, now that I realize it, these seem to need the parents. Copy, paste. No, never mind. I'm very confused with what I did here. Okay, that's what's going on. But the inside ones don't need to be. Okay, I think I fixed it. They fell off, but they look like they rolled off. Let me see if I can see that happen in real time. They rolled off. Okay. So maybe I need their mass to be huge. 10,000. They inevitably fall off because it's a curved surface. Okay. Inevitably fall off because the rail is actually curved. Great physics. Why can't I spell physics? Great physics, but I would love to have that poison bush automatically attached to the vine rail when it makes contact, dropping, and behaves the way it is supposed to. It is supposed to. Where it can cause damage on contact and pass through. I'm running low on time here. I got about 15 minutes before I got to actually wrap up today and do some other stuff. I'm kind of excited for how this worked out today. It's 14 days. That's 2 weeks of me committing to learning how to make a project like this. And just a quick recap. We can swing. We can win the game. We can slide. I'm so impressed by this. I don't care what anyone thinks. We can jump and slide. Skate. And these balls, when you pass through them, they kind of move. Do they move, actually? That thing ain't going anywhere. But me, I'm taking that damage. Boom. Boom. I think this is great, to be honest. From where I was 2 weeks ago, or actually, I think I started this project about a month ago. But I've spent 2 weeks throughout the month when I've had time and energy to commit to it. Supposed to do it yesterday. I didn't have energy yesterday. I was completely beat. By the end of yesterday, I was more than exhausted. Today, I was very tired. And I pushed through. And coming up on 3 hours, wrapping up soon, very soon, I'm just very happy with where I'm at. And if I can get those poison bushes to stick to that rail and other objects, I'm going to be very happy. This work gets really fun. The Velcro logic, there we go. Since the rails are thin and curved, gravity and physics are fighting to pull the bushes off. Yes. Rail detection so it acts like a magnet. Vine CS, where are you? Oh, is it Slide Vine? Oh, no, it's Poison Flower. Poison Flower. Okay. How to set the Velcro. Select the bush parent. Bush parent. Look at the script component. Stick to layers. Wait. Script component in the inspector. Oh. Okay. Check the box for rail and ground. Okay, let's definitely change that from a drop down to a fucking actual checkbox. In part 2, number 3, this is what it looks like. Let's make it into a nice checkbox list, please. Less confusing. Make sure that it lands correctly, but lets the player pass there. So let me just make sure this affected this. It did, okay. Checked. Unchecked. Matrix will verify one more time. Since we're dropping these on the load. Then it's sticking to that, please. Let me see if this works. Because I think it will, and then I think I'm done. Goes to the ground, sticks. I don't see it on... I don't see them at all. Why are they flat? What? What happened? Okay, what the fuck happened here? Okay. Also, they are now just flat circles on the... or floating on the rail. Oh, what? What do we do? I need to actually show that so it knows what I'm talking about instead of being like, what the fuck are you trying to tell me? Less than 10 minutes to go before I gotta really roll. Hopefully I can figure this out. I'm very close. That doesn't turn into a fucking flat machine. But these things do. It's just weird. I think tonight I'm going to spend a lot of time refining my Bible, getting a lot more of my assets sorted out, planned out, like I did today, adding some natural hazards on my list, prepare what animals are going to be involved. You can't have all the animals. It can be a comprehensive game, though. Okay. No squash update, so this is the update for Poison Flower. I just realized I'm in the middle of the game. Might crash everything. Sometimes it does that. Stop it. Or maybe I don't need to stop it. We did it! It worked! So you can avoid the damage. Alright, perfect. Perfect. That code, update, got it. Great. One last thing. Can we make sure the poison bush slows the player down a touch? No matter what, when they pass through. That's it. Because then when it hits, then when you're on the vine, it'll take away your momentum. And it'll slow you down. And inevitably, what's really cool about this is now I can just keep making these. Look at that! Ooh. Random itch. Okay. I can cluster them. That's what I'm going to try to do right here. I'm going to take a lot of damage when I pass through that thing. I'm just happy that works. One last check. Boom. Take 70 damage. This should give me a total of 210 damage. Let's fucking go. It's not 210, but it's pretty damn close. Cool. Alright. I gotta call it pretty much there. But I'm gonna make huge fucking progress because I'm very invigorated. I have new things to add, and I have to really start building out these vines and these straight vines so that we can have more ways up. But I'm very happy with this. Let's update one more thing here. Outcome: when you ride a rail through a bush, your momentum will feel muddy. Okay. Will it feel muddy? Did I do it? Is it over? Did I win? Doesn't slow me down at all. Looks like I slowed down. It's pretty significant. Okay. So it's very sludgy. I think clustering it will make a change. Or clustering it differently will make a change. Okay. We have environmental hazards that slow you down and hurt you. Last thing we're going to add it to. Just want to make sure I can put it on this thing, and then I'm literally going to sign right off today. Let's see if that falls, sticks, and does exactly what it's supposed to do. And then I'm leaving. But thanks for watching if you were here. Fuck! Motherfucker! But why? I think it's because there's no mesh collider. Give myself the headache. Fuck. and I gotta go in a minute. But it's been nice hanging around. Thanks for watching. When you come back and see this again, it will be more remarkable and a lot more built out. I dedicate more time to it. And tomorrow I'm going to go do baseball, I think. It's beautiful outside. I'll do baseball. Practice, at least. We'll do practice at the park. Come home, bang out a couple hours. But that means I have to be up early, so. Alright, everybody. Thanks for watching. Zeus Magoose out.
Every task is a test, and you don't really rest until it's working. When you know things are getting loose, that's how you know it's time.